We're here with Madeline Brame right now. Mel, you are a superstar in the Republican Party. You spoke at the Bronx rally for Donald Trump. You also spoke at the RNC. Just so our audience remembers, your son, an Army veteran, was killed in New York City by a team of folks who were career-long criminals. You were in court at the same time, just down the hall, when Donald Trump was being indicted in the New York paperwork trial. What do you have to say to those DAs like Alvin Bragg, Fannie Willis yesterday? We're seeing all these cases now falling by the wayside. Your family was directly affected by DAs maybe focusing on things that they shouldn't have been focusing on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I would refer to New York Attorney General Letitia James's favorite quote, "No one is above the law." So anyone who had any ill intention or malice in their heart when they went after Trump with all drummed up indictments for malicious reasons, you see it. The writing is on the wall. People just falling by the wayside, one after another, all across the country. So, when you're doing people dirty, like regular families like my own, Alvin Bragg Jose Alba, Daniel Penny from New York City, all of those cases that Alvin Bragg chose to, prosecute or not prosecute because of malicious intentions, political reasons, all that stuff is going to all backfire. And we all see it happening day after day. The latest was Fannie Willis. The latest was Fannie Willis, all right? We have a few more to go. Kim Fox, Gascon from California. He fell as well.
Madeline, I want to ask you, Pam Bondi coming in, head of the Justice Department, Kash Patel. A lot of people say they want those folks to start looking into some of these DAs, like Alvin Bragg. They want them to look into Letitia James. They want them to look into Fannie Willis. Would you support that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We started it with the hearing a couple of years ago with Jim Jordan in New York, all right, where we did the whole the field hearing about Alvin Bragg with the panel of victims that were victims of Alvin Bragg, okay, and the way he prosecuted crime or didn't prosecute crime, and the Democrats made us feel like we were being used as props, like we were there as some type of phony, phony. To try to promote and boost up Donald Trump, all right? So we were disrespected at that hearing, but it started back then. They were bringing attention to it. They really were. And we really need to dig a lot deeper. And I encourage and I implore President Trump and anybody else in his cabinet who has the power, if you could choke off the funding for any of the initiatives that go into New York City where there's wasteful spending, I encourage you and I implore you to do that and reallocate that money to go into programs and different things that can really help especially the poor minority communities.
Again, Madeline, your son, an Army veteran, well known in the community, murdered in 2018 in New York City. Two of those folks, they went free.
Absolutely.
At the same time, Donald Trump was sitting in a courtroom.
At the very same time.
We think about where we are right now in the political universe. Donald Trump has reclaimed the presidency. He takes office in about 30 days from now. Talk about the catharsis you're feeling about, look, you were in the court at the same time Donald Trump. He's coming back into power now. What are you hoping for the next 4 years?
Well, I'm hoping that we can roll back the policies, okay, that have created this environment of lawlessness, across the country, especially in cities like New York, Chicago, San Francisco. Roll back those failed bail reform policies, the criminal justice reform policies, and put in place policies that are going to put the safety of the public first, all right, victims and their families second, and then the offender third, and what's best for them. But why are we letting criminals out in the street with no safeguards? We're defunding our police. It's absolute insanity. Then on top of it, we dump illegals into our community, all right, to bring a whole different element of criminals on top of the criminals we already have.
Madeline Brame, God bless you. I can tell you're fired up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big weekend here in Phoenix, guys. A lot of things happening, and of course, we're hoping to see some of those nominees that Donald Trump has talked about here in attendance this weekend. Here in Phoenix, Madeline Brame, thank you so much for your time. We'll send it back for you now. We'll be here throughout the day and throughout the weekend, right here on Newsmax.
All right, Mike Carter teeing up a lot of great speakers.